Hello friends, my name is Gaurav Sharma and welcome to biology class. Today we are discussing molecular basis of inheritance, chapter 6, class 12th. Till now we have discussed about the structure of the DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid, then its components, then the double helical structure, the salient features of DNA. Thereafter, we discuss the central dogma of the molecular biology and packaging of DNA in prokaryotes and packaging of DNA in eukaryotes. Now, today we are going to discuss from where this all started, that is, the discovery of DNA as a genetic material. Now, this was actually known as transformation experiment or also known as Frederick Griffith experiment because it was done by Frederick Griffith. Okay. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of the transformation? Transformation is the change in the genetic constitution of an organism by picking up the genes present in the remnants of the dead relatives. Transformation, that is completely change in the nature. Nature ही बदल गया है. So it is the change in the genetic constitution by picking up the genes from the remains of the dead relative. जो dead relative है उसमें से genes जाके क्या कर देते हैं, nature ही change कर देते हैं. That is called as transformation principle. Okay, so that is totally change in the nature. Now, how this change is brought about, we are going to discuss here in the transformation principle. So, transformation was first of all studied by Frederick Griffith in 1928 while studying the pathogenicity of the different strains of the bacteria Streptococcus pneumonia. This bacteria is also known as pneumococcus. Now, this bacteria is having two main strains. One is virulent S type and the second one is non-virulent R type. Okay. Now in this I will give you a link to play the video at the end so that you can see and understand it better. Now the bacteria has two strains. One is virulent S type. Now why it is called S type? Because when it is grown on the suitable culture medium, they form smooth and shiny colonies. That is why in short it is called S type. And the second one that forms non-virulent rough colonies, hence it is called as R type. Now Frederick Griffith tested the virulence of the two strains by injecting the live R type and the live S type separately into the mice. So when he first injected just a second, when he first injected the R strain into the mice, that was non-virulent strain, so no pneumonia was caused. So mice did not die, mice survived. In the second case, when the smooth colonies or S strain is injected into the mice, so the mice developed pneumonia and because of that mice dies. In third case, what he did, Frederick Griffith heat killed the S strain. Now because the bacteria is heat killed, so it is not able to cause the pneumonia, therefore the mice survives. Now in fourth case, he mixed the R strain and heat killed S strain. Now because of R strain also the mice survives and because of heat killed S strain also mice survive. So when he mixed the culture of the two and then injected, the mice should survive. But what he found? To his amusement, the mice died. Okay. So he was in trouble now. That was a problem, and every scientist see the problem as a new opportunity. So what he did? The autopsy of the dead mice revealed the presence of both the types of the bacteria in the living state, though the mice was only injected with living R strain and non-living or heat-killed S strain. So that was very amusing thing. So what he concluded? He concluded that the R strain of the bacteria was transformed by the heat-killed S strain bacteria. That means the nature of the R strain is changed into the S strain. And this change in the nature or the transformation of the R strain to the S strain is due to transfer of the genetic material. And the biochemical nature was not explained, and that was not defined by Frederick Griffith. So that was a wonderful experiment that was related with the discovery of DNA as a genetic material. So through that we come to know that yes, DNA is the genetic material because it is transferring from one bacteria to another. But this is not very solid because the biochemical characterization was not done. The biochemical characterization of the transformation principle was done by three scientists, Avery, McCarty and MacLeod. Their complete names were Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod and Maclean McCarty. They carried out experiment in 1933 to 44 and worked to determine the biochemical nature of the transformation principle of the Griffith. So they purified the biomolecules, that are proteins, DNA and RNA, from the heat-killed S strain. They isolated the three and then they added the digestive enzyme of each to see which one could transform the live R strain to S strain. So they added the digestive enzymes. So suppose if protein is there, to break down the protein, protease was added. To break down the DNA, DNase was added, and to break down the RNA, RNase was added. Now, the one which can do the transformation will be ultimately considered as the genetic material. Okay. Now, so what they found? When heat killed S strain plus protease plus live R strain. Okay. So they found yes, that causes the transformation from R strain to S strain because protein is not the genetic material. Then the heat killed S strain plus RNase plus live R strain. So that causes the what that found? That causes the transformation of R strain to S strain. When the heat killed S strain plus DNase plus live R strain, it was unable to transform. So because DNA is now inactive, when the protein was inactive, still transformation was occurring. When RNA was inactive, because of RNA, still transformation was occurring. But when DNA was inactive, because of DNase, so transformation stopped. So that proved that the DNA is the genetic material. So only the DNA of the S type can change the R type of the bacteria into the S type. And therefore the characters of the virulence are located in the DNA. The genes of the other characters would be similarly located in the DNA. And that is why they proved that the chemical to be inherited, the genetic material to be inherited was the DNA, and hence they form the chemical or the molecular basis of heredity. So conclusion, the protein of the heat killed is not the genetic material, the RNA is also not the genetic material, but the DNA of the heat-killed S strain that causes the transformation, and that is why it is genetic material. But so many chemicals and so many things are required, and this and that added, so all the scientists were not convinced. Okay, it is okay, but that is not the solid proof. So they required some more proof, the direct proof, and that proof was given from the next experiment, which is transduction experiment. So let us discuss the transduction experiment. So the basis why the transduction experiment was done, why it was done. The transduction experiment was done by Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase in 1952 to prove that the DNA is the genetic material. I was making two mistakes again, transformation and transduction, similar terms, but please remember transformation is totally different and transduction is totally different. So I will tell you both the definitions separately after this article. The DNA is genetic material. It was proved by the transduction experiment from Hershey and Chase. They worked on bacteriophage, that was T2 bacteriophage, which is infecting the bacteria E. coli. Okay. Now, the bacteriophage on infection injects only the DNA into the bacterial cell and not the protein coat. And the bacteria treats the material as its own and subsequently manufactures more of the viruses. So they used that which material, either the DNA or the proteins which is going inside the bacterial cell and is responsible for the formation of new viruses. That will be the genetic material. So that was the famous blender experiment of Hershey and Chase. So they grew some viruses on the medium having radioactive phosphorus. Now that is P32 and some on the radioactive sulfur, that is S35. So radioactive phosphorus, the radioactive phosphorus, that is P32, and radioactive sulfur, that is S35. As you know, phosphorus, that is a component of the DNA, phosphodiester bond, phosphoric acid, nitrogen, base, sugar and phosphate. So phosphorus is the main component of the DNA. So if you use radioactive phosphorus, that means the DNA is getting radioactive. Now, if you are using radioactive sulfur, you know that sulfur is an important component of the proteins. So if S35 or radioactive sulfur you are using, so what does that mean? That the protein are going to be radioactive. So they made two different preparations of the phage, in which in first the DNA was made radioactive with phosphorus 32, and on the other the protein coat was made radioactive with S35. Now the two phage were allowed to infect the E. coli bacteria separately. The two were allowed to infect the E. coli bacteria separately. We added them to two different cultures. Soon after the infection, the viral coats were removed from the bacteria by agitating them into the blender, and then the virus particles are separated from the bacteria by spinning them at very high speed in the centrifuge. So what happened again? First we made the two preparation, one culture of T2 bacteriophage with radioactive phosphorus and one with the radioactive sulfur. Now these two were allowed to infect the two strains of E. coli separately. Now after some infection, the viral coats were removed from the bacteria by agitating them into the blender. The virus particles were separated from the bacteria by spinning them into the centrifuge. It was found that the bacteria which were infected with the viruses had radioactive DNA, were indicating that inside those bacteria was found radioactive phosphorus. So radioactivity was found inside the bacteria in case of P32, while the phage which was having radioactive sulfur S35, radioactivity was not found inside the bacterial cell. Okay, so when they were centrifuged, they made two different layers. The upper one is called as supernatant and the lower one is called pellet. The bacterial cells being heavy, they are always found in the pellet, and the phage particles which were light, they were always found in the supernatant. Now, in the first one where the protein coat were radioactive, so radioactivity was found in the supernatant but not in the pellet. Now, because the radioactivity was found in the supernatant, so that means the radioactive protein did not enter into the bacteria. Therefore, the protein is not the genetic material. But when in the second case where P32, radioactive P32 we used, there we analyzed, so radioactivity was found in the pellet where the bacterial cells were there but not in the supernatant. So this proved that the DNA is the genetic material which is passing from the viruses to bacteria, and protein is not passed from viruses to bacteria. And this experiment of Hershey-Chase led to the universal acceptance of the DNA as the genetic material. Okay, so if anyone asks you in the examination to write that which experiment proves that DNA is the genetic material, so you will write Hershey-Chase experiment. Okay, now let us again discuss the definitions. Whenever the DNA is transferred from the viruses to the organism, indirectly the DNA or the genetic material is passing from the viruses to the bacteria, and this indirect passing through the viruses of the genetic information is called transduction. इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं बेटा? Transduction. But Frederick Griffith experiment, there was transformation. What is transformation? It is the change in the genetic constitution of the organism by picking up the genes present in the remains of the dead relatives. So the two are totally different. You should know. Okay. We will continue in the next one that what are the properties, what are the functions of the genetic material, and what should be the ideal genetic material, and what is the difference between the DNA and the RNA. So we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.